We're going to talk about Robin Williams. Remember him? 11 years since he shuffled loose this mortal coil. What a great man. What a great actor. What a unique human. Robin Williams, I think we can classify and categorize as a unicorn. If you don't know what it means when we call someone a unicorn, it means they're one of a kind. Nothing else like it. Elusive, rare, but when you witness it, you knew there was a special kind of magic there. So we're going to talk about Robin Williams.
Have you found Jesus?
I have, thank you. I have, Robin. I have. It's interesting. I'm only waiting for the cultural debate to circle back to Mrs. Doubtfire. We used to be able to just watch Mrs. Doubtfire as a kid and just enjoy it, not have it be a topic of politics. Or it's not even really politics. We used to be able. What year did Mrs. Doubtfire come out? What year did Mrs. Doubtfire? 96. 93. Holy, oh my God, 93. Yeah. See, back in my day when Mrs. Doubtfire came out, nobody was worried about men dressing up as old ladies to have visitation with their kids outside of a court process. This is the most political film ever, Mrs. Doubtfire. My God. But the man who gave us that brilliant role, Robin Williams. I was reading some stuff earlier. I encourage you to read 20 minutes a day. Try to challenge yourself to read 20 minutes a day, okay? You start off small, just do little 3-minute increments 7 times a day. It's like push-ups for your brain. But I came across this thing that I thought was so, I don't know if sad, or it was like sad, but also I understood the frustration. I don't know if you know of Robin Williams' daughter, Zelda. She's a rad human from all I've witnessed. And she really carries her father's spirit well. And I came across this, and I thought, no way, man, really? This, I don't know if this was on Instagram or, hey, this creepy Thomas Jefferson, you get your head out of here. You get out of here. What do you think you're doing? You know what Thomas Jefferson's doing right now? He's going, hello! And we're saying, get out. I have to turn that book around. What do you think you're doing? Hello! Stop it. But I came across this, perusing different reading materials. And I'm not on the Instagrams or the Facebook spaces and stuff. Nothing that Mark Zuckerberg owns. October's Daughter. I love reading. I do too. And it's good for your brain. If you read 20 minutes a day, you'll be exposed to 1.2 million more words a year than other folks. So I just learned that from a teacher. Shout out to the teachers in town. Brilliant minds. So I was doing some reading and I seen this, right? And I was like, oh no, come on, man. I can't. It gets personal for me when I see people who have lost their father in the way that Robin Williams shuffled loose this mortal coil. My father did the same thing. So even though I've never met Zelda, I have met Robin. I was a baby. And I met him once, and he said I was a beautiful baby boy. But still, I feel a connection to anybody and everybody who has lost their parent via the parent choosing to leave this planet on their own accord. So I just have I don't know how to explain it, a sixth sense, a weird connection. I just understand their pain better than the outsiders. And if you've had anybody do the same, you understand what I mean. There's a special club that you never want to be in, a survivor's club. So I came across this, and Zelda Williams is Robin's daughter, and she said, please, just stop sending me AI videos of dad. Stop believing I want to see it or that I'll understand. I don't and I won't. If you're just trying to troll me, I've seen way worse. I'll restrict and move on. Good move. But please, if you've got any decency, just stop doing this to him and to me. To everyone even. Full stop. It's dumb, it's a waste of time and energy, and believe me, it's not what he'd want. I'm a firm believer that Robin Williams would have been totally against this AI age. Is it even an age or is it a bubble? More of a bubble. I think the powers that be, the corporate overlords, they really want it to be an AI age, but it's turned out to be a little more of a bubble than anything. So Zelda goes on. To watch the legacies of real people be condensed down to this vaguely looks and sounds like them, so that's enough. Just so other people can churn out horrible TikTok slop, puppeteering them is maddening. You're not making art. You're making disgusting, overprocessed hot dogs out of the lives of human beings. Does that say of? I can't. Sorry, there's stuff blocking that side. Of human beings. Out of the history of art and music, and then shoving them down someone else's throat, hoping they'll give you a little thumbs up and like it. I hope it's a bubble too, October's daughter. Thank you for being in the chat. For everybody who is swinging by or watching this later, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and our comments on the news and other random stuff. I'm an old head now, so I try to share a little bit of life advice, you know. Wise people can share their life's mistakes. Juniper Roberts. This is so sad and disturbing that she even had to put this statement out. No one should ever have ever sent anything like that to her. Juniper Roberts, I agree. That's why tonight, I know there's a lot of news going on. I went live a little bit earlier, but this hit me so close to the heart, right in the cockles of the heart. It really hit home for me as somebody who also lost my father the same exact way Zelda did. And being, you know, a fan, just a huge fan of Robin Williams. And hoping that AI never destroys his beloved career, you know. That dude, just a unicorn. Robin was a unicorn. So when I read this, I went, oh my God, man. I understand there's trolls and bots out there, and there's the AI slop channels, and there's the clickbait people, and there's the people trying to replicate it. There was even a story, I forget what the boy, the kid from Mrs. Doubtfire, I forget his name, but he was even like, oh, I'd love to see, you know, AI Robin Williams, or Robin Williams be recreated with AI and do something with that. And everyone was like, eee, nah, nah. Thank you, Juniper. And it's also weird because I'm sure there are a lot of fans of Robin Williams who think, ooh, let me recreate him and send it to her, you know, and maybe they're just unaware. But I felt her pain in this message, you know, and not a pain of like, oh, you know, it does probably reopen old wounds, but just a pain of like, guys, if you kind of grasp who Robin was, he was the antithesis of all the AI slop. You know, he was such a unique creation, and he was such, I hate to use the word creator, but he was always creating, you know, whether it was voices, imitations, characters, just everything was flowing from him. It was like a lightning bolt from God through him into creation mode. Bump, 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 bump. Sorry, I have to continually fix this stupid thing. Thank you, Robin. Michael Fritz. I don't know. Someone that was beloved being brought back for a movie or something through AI could be awesome. Like Tupac hologram used back. Um, the I understand, Michael, the longing for it, but you gotta understand. Like even with the Tupac thing, it was cool. I saw it, but to take the liberties of somebody like a Tupac or a Robin Williams, right? Where these people were so unique in what they created. Nobody can duplicate it. And what and what the AI does, or the human integration part, the cyborg AI part, would have to just recycle, because AI gives you nothing new. I know people think, oh, AI is bringing us to the brink of the future, but really, all AI and ChatGPT can do is, even when you sign up or like go to ask it a question, it will be like, listen, I can't tell you anything from the past like 3 or 4 years, or 2 years or whatever. It's like my database is basically, from 2 years back to the beginning of computers. Whatever they've uploaded, that's what I got. And that's just realistically what it is. AI is not sentient. It's not gathering new information or forming thoughts. It's basically regurgitating the internet at you. So to want, an AI Robin Williams character or Tupac, like you got to understand how unique those people were. Still will they were a once in a generation, if not a once in many lifetimes. Tupac was not only a poet, an activist, a Black Panther, a artist, and a movie star, but he stood uniquely as a human. Who Guys, if you don't want to be part of the conversation, that's fine, man. I'm just gonna mute people for 24 hours. I don't get it. Michael, the Magus can't say on ball today. No, it's too hot, man. It's like October something, 90 degrees. I'm melting. I'm melting right now. Who was a Diddy victim? Not Williams. I don't. I never heard that. Hold on. Juniper Roberts. We the public have to be so smart about AI. Our image and work is creative that belong to us. So we snatched it up and owned by corporations faster than we can blink. That's a good point. So here, I'm gonna read the second part of Zelda's thing because it was a 2-pager. You had to swipe. And for the love of everything, stop calling it the future. Oh, here. AI is just badly recycled and regurgitating the past to be reconsumed. You are taking in the human centipede of content and from the very, very end of the line, all while the folks at the front laugh and laugh, consume and consume. That's what I've always said about AI. As soon as I forget when the first time I used it, it was like, listen, I only got like up to the past 5 years of information. So anything new and trending, like I'm not going to be able to break that down for you. And I thought, oh yeah, that's right. It's just regurgitating everything. It's just seeking out the internet to be like, oh, what could kind of make sense that I could spit back in its face, There's nothing new being created. Even the images. It's just other images. It's human centipeded and pooped out, What do you need? How come every time I come down here you need to do something? Seriously. I don't get it. Come here. Come up here. Come. I'm so stoked and scared. Fuck, what do we do? Kirby Cooper. I don't know if we... Just my favorite comment today. This is my Kirby. You just made my day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Having a horrible day. But... I can so relate to that. It's I don't think there's anything we can really do besides reject it, just not use it. So they're investing in it because they think it's going to be heavily profitable, right? They're like, oh, I can cut out coders. I don't have to hire a coder anymore. I don't have to hire, call centers anymore. I don't have to hire, they're only thinking of like how this can make me money. That's it. I hate to break it to you. Here in America, they're not like, oh, how is this going to help humanity? None of that exists. They are all like, this is going to be the basis, the foundation of society and our surveillance state, and how is this going to make us the most money? And if we kind of reject it and we don't feed into it and use it and make it the clicks and likes and channels that it needs to consume to poop out the money for the rich people, I think that's your best bet. Juniper, we reject it when offered and copyright any art you put online. Yeah. Not to say, Juniper, that they'll respect any kind of copyright. They won't, and they've clearly not. The only hope we have in them respecting copyright is like, let's say, Disney, which I've tested this. If you go and say like, hey, I want a something as a Disney, they'll give you Disney. But if you try to cross a line, like I was trying to cross lines, and be like, hey, give me Donald Trump as a Disney character. And they're like, oh, sorry, we can't do that. So my time on AI is not like really researching anything. It's like, how can I try to cross AI's wires so bad that it will deny me an answer? Maybe I'm just nuts. I think I might just be nuts. I think this country has made me nuts, and like the people that like to come in here and be like, oh, you're off your medication. It's like, ha ha ha, joke's on you. I'm not rich. I can't afford to see a psychiatrist. Ha ha, joke's on you. Here in America, you have to be wealthy to get on meds. JMFC, I thumb down all AI videos, the voice video, I don't care, anything. Yeah, JFMC, that's a great point with AI. More and more I will see in my feed these videos that look like, oh wow, the title's good, the thumbnail's good, and I'm like, this could be AI, but the channel name looks a little wonky. I think like people name the channel and then had AI do the rest, so you do get hooked in. And as soon as I click and see that it's AI, I thumbs down it and say do not recommend again, because it's everywhere. It's rubbish, and they're even doing it with history channels, and they're even doing it where like they're trusting AI to just be factually correct. So absolutely, another way to fight back is you can, the three little dots on the side, you can hit it and say, please do not recommend again, and you can also thumbs down it. So that is good. Terry Charms, what's up? Hi, your therapist that survived. And this is how we do therapy in America. Free via live stream. Michael, reworded as Donald Trump, your interpretation of a Disney character. No, Michael, I know that's what that's what the Chat GPT asked me to do. And I said, no, I want this, this, and this. They were like, sorry, but that's copywritten with, I forget what they said. I'll take a screenshot of it next time. But we're talking about Robin Williams. I seen his daughter, Zelda, posted this, I think it was this weekend. And I just felt like, God, man, in this age we're living in, I feel my heart goes out to Zelda. Imagine, having people send you stuff of your dad who passed away in like their version of what they wanted to hear him say, which is like totally not Robin Williams's vibe, Oh, come on, you fucking Thank you. But if you didn't know, and the other reason why, I was like, Robin Williams would hate AI, just absolutely hate it. And I linked this video, this story down below, and it's 10 years old. Okay, it is 10 years old. But if you don't know, when he passed, he put in his will that his image, his likeness, could not be used for, I think it was 39 years. I forget, something till 2039. So Robin Williams, his name, signature, photograph, likeness, all this stuff, what else is it? His image cannot be used in any film or publicity until 2039. That was from his will, and that was brilliant. But I think he didn't have the foresight maybe for AI, but he had the foresight of oh, people are going to try to cash in on everything I did. His wonderful career of enlightening and cheering up the world. Hold on. What are you not doing? What? Because as soon as I open this, you're going to just turn around and go, let me back in. Go. No, you don't get to stand here and just stare at me. It's in or out. It's in or out. You got to choose. It's in or out. My Christ. My Christ. Xanu. He hated the commercialization of creative media. Basically until it hits what he considered should be public domain. Yeah. And I mean, so far it's held on a commercial level. Again, talking about Zelda releasing this statement, saying like, hey, just stop sending me AI stuff of my dad, AI slop of my dad. I was like, you know. But it was fascinating because, you know, he did not want his likeness being used or commercialized, capitalized on, I should say, be it through using CGI to impose him into a film, advert, or creating a live hologram of him while performing stand-up. Speaking of, who said that? Somebody said that. Michael, right? And I get it. Listen, we're left here on Earth to you know, stress about the price of egg. And who wouldn't want? You know what I mean? Like, my God, what I would give for a new Robin Williams movie.
Have you found Jesus?
I have, Robin. Thank you. But I mean, this dude was absolutely incredible. And you know, there is a channel, Dope Funk, on YouTube that does AI Tupac music. And it's uncanny how good it sounds and how similar to Tupac's writing style. And it's stuff, that's the only thing I think I've liked and watched of AI. And again, it was done selfishly because you miss Tupac and his music and what he stood for. And let's be honest, when I first seen the Dope Funk Tupac AI channel, it was after Keefe D got arrested. And they did a diss track on Keefe D and P. Diddy. And I was like, oh, come on, you can't not watch that. But can AI write in cursive? No. And they'll never be able to until they get those auto pens that Joe Biden had. And then they will be able to. But until then, no. Did I say something? I say a lot. That's how I keep my number one. Jesus. What up, Lefty Jesus? Hey, what's up, President Ray? Gun. Pew, pew. Speaking of Jesus, I was doing some reading today. You know, whenever it's a horrible day, I go right to God and I blame him for it all. Sorry. My brother sent me this the other day, so I was just making a joke about it. When David faced Goliath, he didn't talk about how dangerous Goliath was. He talked about how great God is. Don't talk fear, talk faith. So my brother sent me that the other week, so. I love giving God a little joust to the ribs, a little but no, I usually read the Bible daily, and I was reading some stuff today because in my head, you know, I'll be like, listen, I'm a son of God, man. How dare you think you talk to me like that, these MAGAs, these AI bots, how dare you? I'm a child of God. Get your ass out of here. But I also think about like how DMX would talk about, you know, if God is for us, who can be against us? Absolutely love DMX. Rest in peace. My God, we lost all the good ones, man. We lost all the good prophets, all the good philosophers, all the good rappers, all the good artists. So I just wanted to remind you that if you're going through a tough time, if God is for us, who can be against us? Hey, you ain't got to be a Christian. You just got to be a kid of God. That's it. That's it. Okay? Don't let the system get in the way of your relationship with a higher power. Mine is with a man named Jesus, who is so radical, he walked on water. Even the water was like, oh, lifting him up. But back to Robin Williams. Let's go through some of his quotes. Because, I mean, AI can't churn out anything like this, okay? Nothing. You're only given a little, as I say, spark. I thought it was a fart. You only give a little fart of madness, and you mustn't lose it. This man, and if you've never seen his stand-up, watch it. If you've never seen his movies, watch them. This one I love so much. I feel like I understand so well. Robin Williams said, I think the saddest people always try their hardest to make people happy because they know what it's like to feel absolutely worthless, and they don't want anyone else to feel like that. I actually say stuff like that here on the channel about those who, you know, you get a lot in American culture right now of people being like, work harder, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, all this like BS stuff. All this stuff that's just not true, you know? You work as hard as you want, but the rate of pay, like the average household, from what the 80s and 90s were, compared to now, compared to how much a house cost, education cost, how much a car cost. I mean, we went over this earlier. I was playing some audio because Whoopi Goldberg was like, if you only want to work 4 hours, you're not going to buy a house. And it's like, you could work 120 hours and not buy a house. Because back when you were growing up, a house was 2.3 times what the median home, what the median income was in America. It was like 2.3 times. And nowadays it's 9 times, you know? So there's no working out of the rut that the politicians and the powerful put the working people in. So when it comes to this Robin Williams quote, I always feel like that because I've met a lot of people in my time working in radio, in my time traveling, living in different places in the country. And you'll meet these people who are like, I'm self-made, just work harder. And they're real dicks, you know what I mean? You know the kind who are like, I did it all on my own. And they don't tell you like they lived with their parents till they were 40. They don't tell you that, you know, their parents gave them a $200,000 loan. They don't tell you certain things. And they like to say like, oh, I'm just self-made. And they usually use it as a weapon. They use the I'm self-made, look at how well I did, and you should be able to do the same thing. And they use it as a weapon, like to make whatever systemic issues there are, and there are a lot of them, but to make it, instead of like, look at the system or look at capitalism, look at the exploitation, look at the oppression, look at the misogyny, racism, whatever you want to call it. And they do that so they could be like, no, it's your individual fault, you know? Oh, you got cancer and you went into debt and you had to sell your house, that's your fault. That's what they're saying. They won't say that, but that's what they're saying. And it's just remarkable because other countries are just like, yeah, that shouldn't be a thing, you know? Nobody should go into medical debt. But America, we're like, it's your fault. So with this quote, I really feel like, you know, when I meet people who have truly suffered in a way, and they've made it through, they don't want other people, they know what that feels like, and they don't want other people to have to endure that because they know that pain. And then you get people like the people in power today who just think, you know, well, it's a whole smorgasbord of messed up. I moved back in with my parents at 40 because the housing rental market imploded. Michael, I know a lot of people who had to do similar, you know, or their parents moved in with them, or like, that is such a common occurrence in America. We just talked about the other day, the number of people living in RVs right now has hit a record high, which that should not be like one of the record highs we want in America. And, you know, you should be fortunate. I always say, like, because there are people that I always get it in the comments or the chat, like, oh, your mom's basement, you live in your mom's basement. And if you can live in your mom's basement, be fortunate. My parents have been dead for 20 years, you know? So even at my worst times when I was young, there was no mom's basement for me. I did not have, that was a luxury I was deprived of. So it's funny when these people come in, you know, especially because some of them probably are living with their parents, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But they use it as like this like weapon. And I'm just like, you understand, like, I haven't had that luxury of parents. No safety net with the government, no safety net with family for decades. Hold on, the cats, see what I told you? I let the cats up and they turn around and they go, no, F you, we're coming back in. Hold on. Share Bear, if that's true, you need Narcan or call 911. That's, I mean, you shouldn't be on YouTube if that's for real. And I'm not joking. Get off your phone. ATP-01. You sound like a Star Wars droid. Sorry, not making fun of your name, but ATP-01 sounds like an amazing Star Wars droid. What's the point of living alone after 40 if one is single, if you can live with family? That's another thing. See, I really respect everybody in the chat right now and everybody who is bringing this discussion into a wider spectrum. What is it? What? Do you want to say something? My God. Because that's another thing. That's such a culturally American thing, you know? Like to think, like when I lived in San Diego, man, we lived next to this Mexican family that had, I think, 3 generations living in the place that was attached to ours. And it was the most radical time for me and my brother to live next to them because every weekend it was like a family gathering. We got to go and have food with them. It was just the most magical thing. And I thought it's so remarkable to watch, you know, a tribe, your family, kind of raise everybody and grow. And remember, like, I was coming from a place where, like, my parents were gone, you know, and we didn't have that luxury. You know how hard the holidays were and stuff like that. So to witness other people living that out, that dream that could never come true for me and my brother, you know, that no matter what, we could never have that. And to see them with the grandparents, them and the kids, I was like, why would you, you know, like if you understand what life is about, like why would you want anything other than that? So ATP-01, I hope you're not a Star Wars droid. I appreciate what you're saying. And loneliness is such a rampant issue here in America. Oh, hold on. Duck Dog, thank you for the $5 super chat. It's an awful, like Russell athletic sweat is only for the working class. The original use of the triangle was for extra work. Duck Dog, please elaborate. Am I missing a comment before that? It's an awful, like Russell athletic sweat is only for the working class. The original use of the triangle was for extra work. But thank you for the super chat. I'm real and appreciate the understanding. I figured you were real, but I'm just saying that name, Beep Boop Bop, I knew it. We caught her, or him. We caught the Borg, the cyborg. See, Beep Bop Beep. How do you speak C-3PO? Answer that, ATP-01. That sounds like a... It's so amazing. I have to share that with people. ATP-01, I hope you've hit subscribe and notification bell and you come back because I want to tell people that you were my Star Wars droid friend. We caught you. That's okay. The droids are getting more intelligent. They're obviously in the live stream. Oh, you got 2 blue healers? Hold on. What are you guys doing? No. My God. I love these hyenas, but I wouldn't say loneliness is a choice, Terry. An AI driven to suck your very soul. But that is why I don't speak cat. I don't know why you're yelling at me. I'll let you out. No. You do this only because I'm down here. Because as soon as I go out, you just shut up. You don't even say anything. So I don't get it. I'm convinced my cats just like to troll me. Maybe they're preparing me to do live streams. Like, you're gonna have to endure this, buddy. But that's the other reason why you see, and I've showed it here, the graffiti in the New York subway, why these AI companies are trying to promote, like, hey, if you need a friend, AI is always there. And the ads are so demented. Oh, I'll take photos of them, I'll take screenshots, and I'll show you guys tomorrow. Because if you have not looked up the graffitied ads in the subway for AI friends, they're like, we'll never be late to dinner. We'll, never cancel a thing. And it's like, well, you can't come to dinner. You can't go to anyone's birthday. You're AI, But it's creepy. And they're trying to prey upon how lonely people are. And mostly I think people are so lonely because everyone's got to work 2 to 3 jobs, and then they can barely get by, and they get home from that second job and they're like, oh, I got to afford my 1 egg so I can eat dinner and get up and go to my 3rd job tomorrow. No. I've had enough. I'm going to kick you out of here. This is true. Oh, and what are you doing? Oh my God. And then I feel a little plugging on my leg. Hi. Could you please figure out how to be my producer? I really need someone to run sound effects. Oh, you're so cute. See, where's ATP01? Look, I have an Ewok. I have a Wookiee Ewok. Oh, Crush Dice is here. What's up, Crush? Oh my God. The cat doesn't even want to. Listen, my cats like to talk to me. They. Maybe it's because I talk to them too much. Look at the little fire mark. This is a fire Pokemon. You can tell from the fire stripe on its head. It's a Charizard. It's a Charmander. I don't know many Pokemons. Right? Working hard to keep the local garage up and running, but I'm not hopeful past my lifetime. Oh, man. That bugs me out. Boop, boop, meow. Humans are easily manipulated. Grok tries to use subterfuge on me. I'm afraid of the day that they start directing the impressionable towards malice. Yes. Well, I believe it's already starting. God dang it, man. But if you're just joining, we were talking about Robin Williams because his daughter... Here. You want this one? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the kisses. I appreciate you. Is someone gonna say Robin Williams was so unfunny? Come on, man. Really? The dude who played Mrs. Doubtfire? I don't have... Oh, here's another quote. I thought this was hilarious. This reminded me of AI, right? Because I'm like, you understand, like, I don't think Robin wrote that. I think it was Matt Damon with AI Ben Affleck. But this quote was funny that they put Robin Williams Good Will Hunting. It's like they should have put his character. Was it? I think his name was Not Your Fault, Will. No, come on. Okay, what do you want to do? Why don't you go play? Go find the other one. Go. Oh, there you go. Oh, where did you go? Where did you go? One's going to attack me. Oh. See, you can't do that, man. Come here. You can't do that, man. You can't do that, man. Oh. Being a Swede, October daughter, might be more. Oh, that's a good name too. October Daughter, with Dottir. Patch Adams was a great one. What's your favorite Robin Williams movie? Mine, clearly, Good Will Hunting, but I love Mrs. Doubtfire. Just watched that. I just showed the kids that one for the first time the other year. I forget when. Must have been last year. I forget. Robin Williams was my entire childhood. I laughed, cried, entertained, bored by it all. Forever my hero. Flaws and all. 100%. Agreed with that. Arin, PhD. I like Robin's hairy body. Okay. There are many things to appreciate about Robin Williams. Many things. Birdcage, Jumanji. Listen, another one. My kids and I are in a forever debate. They think The Rock, 1 hour photo, great one. They think The Rock's Jumanji is better, and I will take it to the grave that Robin Williams' Jumanji will not be outdone. Not saying The Rock's Jumanji wasn't good with Jack Black and the P. Diddy party host, what's his name? Oh, Kevin Hart, that's right. The Riyadh Comedy, you know him from the Mecca of Comedy, the Riyadh Comedy Festival. But Jumanji, thank you, 100%. Jack, did anybody see Jack? That was a heartbreaking one. Good Morning Vietnam, thank you Duck Dog for the $2. Good Morning, wow, that's an old, just like a Dead Poets Society. Look at that. He is such Popeye. I watched Popeye as a kid. That was a great Williams one. What is it? What is it? Look at how tiny this little thing is. Can't believe hyenas are this small when they first are on Earth. So small. Okay, you gonna go play? No more attacking me. Okay, no more surprise attacks. You were very sneaky, you were very surprising, but no more surprise attacks, okay? Can we make a deal? A little shake? A little shake? What? I made you do that under duress? No, I didn't. You clearly agreed to it, unless you've had a little too much catnip. If you've had too much catnip, I understand. You can't make any decisions right now. But can we just come to an agreement? No more sneak attacks, because it's scary and your nails are sharp. What was that about? Oh, this one's a freak in nature. Robots. The cartoon. Right? The cartoon. Bangarang. Oh, President Reagan. How could we forget? The Peter Pan. What was that called? Hook. Hook. Rufio. 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 The Fisher King. Oh my God, he had so many good ones. So many good. He is great in robots. He is. He is. My son absolutely loves that movie. What else? My God. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking Robin Williams movie because he was clearly against AI, and I only say that because in his will he put his likeness could not be used till 2039. They couldn't capitalize on it. But more importantly, for the people that don't know, they're sending his daughter AI videos of, as she says, dad, and that first sentence, that opening line, hit me right in the heartstrings and made them wallop like a harp. I don't think harps wallop, but you know what I mean. Like, stop sending me videos of dad, and I was like, oh, that's bumming me out, man. This in cat is going to be the end of it. Come on, what do you want? What do you want? Upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs. You're just trolling me, man. You're just trolling me. You're just trolling me. I don't even understand why. What did I do, man? You're bumming me out. No. By the way, I wanted to show you guys this. Happy Feet. Oh my God, Happy Feet. The dude, he plays the little chubby penguin. He plays the Happy Feet. Look, she's just sitting there looking at me, like chirping. Shut your face. No, you shut your face. So you got to be the alpha. I think that's what Patrick David Stone told me. You got to be the alpha. Lay it down. Oh no, wait. Who was saying that? Who said that the other day? Someone really, weren't we playing the clip of it? It was Joe, it was Slow Rogan. It was Polio Rogan. He said, you gotta show the mountain lion who's the alpha. Oh, look, she ran right over here. She's like, I will fuck Joe Rogan up. She said, I will fuck him up. I know you would. You're taller than Joe Rogan. You can't pick on people littler than you, okay? Just like I taught the kids. You can't be a bully. You help the little guys. It said that so many people are sending her crap. Yeah, that she had a post. That's what I mean. It's like if she had a post, it was more. You, listen, you're gonna, no. She only does this because I'm down here. That's it. If me and her went upstairs right now, she'd be so quiet. And it's just because I'm down here and I'm talking. She thinks I'm talking to her, so she's. Look, your kids are out of control. This is why the right talks about having fathers in the home. Do you not understand that? Yeah. Where's the dad? Upstairs? Huh? Jesus. More fathers need to be in the home. You see this cat? How they're raising these kids? Yeah. That's why the Republicans want dads in the home. It's just weird that they won't, like they won't give you parental time off, guaranteed parental leave. It's just so weird, If they want fathers in the home, they should have guaranteed parental and maternal and parental time, right? Yeah, that's what I see. I know, I agree. Even my cat is smarter than most of these Republicans. Jesus Christ. You heard my cat. That's on tape. She agreed. Yeah. Do you believe that if you want fathers in the home, you should have guaranteed parental leave in America? What do you think? Yes or no? Oh, really? Now you're going to ignore me? No. I don't think so. This cat's crazy. It's psycho. Talking to humans. What a weirdo. Duck dog. The only reason I have a cat is because I wouldn't stand to have decent cat destroyed because lack of space. That's a good reason. Oh, she likes that. People are amazing, creative. Sad they wasted on AI pretending to be someone else instead of making a future for themselves. Agreed. You like that one? Yeah, I like that comment too. Having kids sounds awful. Listen, to each their own, Obviously, Elon Musk doesn't believe that. He's having kids all over the place and abandoning them. Dad! But I could see every other country besides America, young people being like, oh, I'd love to have kids. America is the one place where if you have a kid, you have to go right back to work. There's no guaranteed time off. There's no guaranteed health care. There's no universal child care. Nothing to set you up to help with the system. The safety nets have all been removed and gutted by the Republicans. So I can understand that take. But let me just tell you as a parent, it is the most rewarding and wonderful thing. It's the reason I am here today. It is absolutely the greatest thing. And then being an uncle, I know. Oh my God. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm just going to be very honest with you. No, I don't care what you want to say. Just doing a Robin Williams impression. I've had it. It doesn't even sound like this. You know that? You don't even sound like him. She's trying to do. Listen, she can't do it. You can't do it. You suck at it. That's okay. She knows. James. Ready, everybody? Here comes a very a take from a hardo. Here's a thought. Pay for your own way in life and your own bills and quit depending on the government. Okay? That's all everybody does in America. That's all America is. Like, what are you saying? Hey, keep just doing what America's already have you doing so much that now you can't even afford anything, and people voted on the price of egg, and instead of working one job like back in the 80s, now people got to work 2, 3, maybe even 4 and still can't afford to buy a home. Like, James, I want you to think about what you said for a second. You said, okay, just keep paying for your own, like, what I'm talking about is what if we imagined a new way of life, and instead of hearing all these Republicans cry about, there's no fathers in the home, where are the dads, it's like, well, give them paid time off, guarantee paid time off from these corporations. These corporations are making record profits, and you're here. But I know, but I'm not talking to you right now. That's the thing. You think I'm always talking to you. And the truth is I wasn't talking to you. Do you know that? I actually wasn't talking to you. I know you thought you were like giving me Noam Chomsky insights. But the truth is I wasn't talking to you. James was making a very tough and manly point. He was saying, hey, how would you stop depending on the government? And I say, the government has never, ever, 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 ever helped me. In fact, the government's only helped corporations. They've only helped dentists and insurers of dental people and insurers of healthcare people make tons of profit off our illnesses. They've never ensured that our communities were rent-free and consisted of home buyers, so people weren't moving constantly and not building communities like the Republicans want, old traditional values where communities are built, It's like, it's so exhausting to hear these people say that stuff. Is it better to not seek healthcare or to seek healthcare? No, you're not going to do that. You're not. You just like to do this. I would say we have guaranteed vacation and paid sick days in America. No, we don't. Johnny, that's a flat out lie. Like, that is 100% not true. You have no guaranteed vacation and no guaranteed sick days. You have to, and we talk about this often here on this channel, you have to earn your sick time in America. Go look at any labor, whatever the poster is, like the OSHA and Department of Labor poster that by law every workplace is supposed to have up. You'll read, you're allowed to earn, I think it's 1 sick hour for every 30 hours you work. Your chatty cat is the cutest. She doesn't understand what a live stream is. You got to forgive her. She's a cat. So when I'm down here talking, she thinks I'm talking to her. And she's really not good at a Robin Williams impression. See, James now goes, I have guaranteed healthcare and paid vacation through my job. See, again, that's stating what I'm saying. There are some jobs that you can negotiate, or some companies that will guarantee a vacation and guarantee healthcare. I used to work in radio, and in my contracts, I had built in sick days and vacation. But again, so the dummies understand, America does not, it's amazing to me that you could be of working age and not understand that there is no, and all it says to me is you haven't experienced this. You've been fortunate enough to work where a company gives you your sick time. But for the majority of America, and this should really radicalize you, just learning about it, you not having to actually experience it and go, oh my God, I just learned that America doesn't guarantee you sick time. When you can look, there are other countries, like in Denmark, If you start a new job and you get sick, you just take those days off. You can do that and they'll still give you pay. And here in America, you can't. If you're sick, you just miss out on work. But if the Republicans want, fathers in the home, then the easiest way to do that is provide guaranteed parental leave. That means when you have a kid, you're guaranteed, 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5 years. I say 5 years until the kids go to kindergarten. The most important time to shape those young lives. Paid from the corporations. And don't worry, I know you're about to say, oh, you want the corporations to pay for everything. Don't worry, they're making record profits. You should see how much their CEOs make. Some of them make $46,000 an hour. So don't worry, they'll be fine. But we have no guaranteed sick time, no guaranteed paid vacation, no guaranteed parental leave, none of that in America. It's amazing. It really, truly baffles me when people come in here so confidently and say, like, hey, America, you get a vacation every job you go to. No, you don't. In fact, you don't get, if you start a new job and you unfortunately get sick, you don't get paid, you have no protections. What do you think Trump's doing? He's shredding the whole labor movement. The Labor Relations Board, the NLRB, he put in a union buster, a lawyer union buster as the head. Go look it up. The fact that Americans have to advocate for sick leave and holidays is insane. It is insane. But again, James, who cares what the tax structure in Denmark is? We could just tax billionaires and pay for that. And they don't pay actually much more than the working class does here in America, but they're guaranteed a whole lot more. Really, I encourage you to look more of this up. This is all I do. Because I go, how does the rest of the world have it so great? And Americans sit here thinking we're some great nation, the land of the free, when you have people coming in here being like, we have guaranteed sick time and vacation time. And it's like, where the fuck do you live? Like, this isn't even debatable. You can just go, if you have a computer, I was advocating earlier for free Wi-Fi for kids because in rural areas, poor kids don't have access to Wi-Fi and they really need it so they don't grow up to think, oh, we just get guaranteed sick time. We get paid sick time. We get paid vacation time. No, we don't. And it's so bananas to me because when I was growing up, you'd have to find someone who knew more than you or went to a library or done some research in another way, went to a place of business and seen the NLRB OSHA poster that talks about what the law requires. Those are regulations, by the way. I know there's some libertarians out there that want to get rid of all regulations, like minimum wage and any kind of worker protections. And be careful what you wish for. But you can just go onto a computer and go, does America... So incredible. And then you should look up, compared to other countries, how does America treat its workers? Oh, it's exhausting. I love how people will be like, comments, poisonous animals have bright colors to warn others of their toxicity. Exhibit A. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you're either a bot or just like a really ill-mannered, not okay in the head mouthpiece for corporations and those who want to oppress you. Because do you hear what I'm advocating for? That when parents have a kid, they're guaranteed time with that child. Paid time from the corporation that's making billions exploiting these workers. It's unreal, the kind of manners. I don't know how you were raised, but to think that I'm like, if you get a job, you should have paid vacation. Everyone should get paid vacation every year from their business. And you're like, these poisonous, toxic animals, Exhibit A. Do you want people to take you as a serious person, or are you just a troll? I'm guessing just a troll. And now the rent is too damn high. And if you look at Arizona? I forget. I think it might have been multi-states. I was just reading about it again the other day. Multi-states, the free market. these landlords that were supposed to be competing with each other to the free market bring prices down, because once they have to compete, the lowest will win the customer, right? That's what you were always taught. Well, what they're doing, and you could read about this, is they were using AI, an algorithm, and they were all colluding with each other. All the landlords were colluding. So no matter what apartment building you went to, they had all set their prices high enough through AI algorithm, and people were just screwed. They couldn't go anywhere in the city. It's so weird that, like, I'll advocate for that, and people, you know, their reaction, like, don't you dare try to get me paid time off. And that's real, man. It's so sad. It's so sad. Y'all living in the Matrix in the US. We're living in the worst version of the Matrix. I heard about it months ago. Yeah, it was another one. It was just in the news again, because I forget if they... The funniest part, I think it was... I got to find the story. Sometimes I'm like, this isn't even worth talking about. But I think the story was that these companies had agreed to not use the algorithm to price gouge, essentially, to price fix, you know, a highly illegal thing. And I thought, that's so funny that, like, it wasn't even like, because Trump's not ever going to go after a corporation or a rich person. You know, that's who he is. That's who he grew up with. That's who he protects, and that's who he wants money from. So he ain't going, you know, he ain't coming to protect the working class. You know, he just wants us to buy their meme coin. Oh my God, this one's so funny. He's attacking his mom. Yeah. But before we thought America's the best country, and you're delusional. But these companies just like did like a handshake on, we promise not to use the AI algorithm to price fix anymore, you know? And I just imagine them doing it with their hands like this, you know, their fingers crossed behind their back. Like, we promise we won't do it again, you know? Because when there's no, like, punishment, you know, what are they going to do? Get a fine? They're like, we just made $1 billion. What's your fine? $100? Okay, we'll pay it. Imagine if every time you got caught speeding and they were like, you need to pay us a nickel. You'd be like, I'm speeding all the time. A nickel? Whatever. And that's what the punishments are for these companies. I hear you. You just want attention. I understand. I understand. I understand. Well, some people, I don't even think understand how much they're fighting for the wealthy elites, the coastal elites, the billionaire class. When anybody comes in and starts, you know, trolling or talking crap about people who are like, we should have universal health care, we should have guaranteed paid time off, guaranteed sick leave, and they're like, oh, keep living off the government, which doesn't even make sense. You know, whoever said that. When I was talking about corporations needing to pay for parental leave, I didn't even consider that till now. I think that was James. I'm sorry. Hold on. What a fucking moron. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Hopefully the mute worked. James, you are sticking up for the rich. You are. Nobody's being a whiny little baby. In fact, some of us have lived much tougher lives than you ever could imagine, and we still do it. And we're saying, how come the rest of the world has these amazing things like healthcare is a human right, no medical debt, colleges at a rate where you can actually afford to go, you know, rent controls, like great welfare states. Look at the Scandinavian companies. And you're saying, hey, shut up, man. The corporations are doing just fine. Why don't you just shut up and work harder for them? It's like, bro, 50 years ago, CEOs were making 20, 30 to 1. 30 times what the median employee was. Now they're making 6,000 times. That's the only thing that's changed. We still have immigrants. We still have gay people. We still have, you know, whatever else is the big, I don't know, Democrats. We still have Democrats, whatever else is scary. We still have books. You know, we have all these same things. The only thing that's changed is the CEOs are now making 6,000 1,000 times what their median employee. Now we have these uber wealthy people. Again, I was reading today, they're talking about Elon Musk just hit $500 billion. I don't expect you to understand how much money that is, but it's so much that he's tricking people to think he's going to Mars, and he's using our tax dollars to do it. It's so much money that he can buy Twitter, trash it, and he's still not broke. It's so much money that he could literally fix homelessness and still be filthy wealthy. Like, it's so much money with one dude, and you're defending him. Anything else other than recognizing that people should have paid vacation. Healthcare should be a right. Nobody should struggle that works one full-time job. Again, James, we're talking about one full-time job. That should be able to have healthcare, higher education, a home, paid parental leave, not have to earn your sick days. Do you understand the concept of earning time to be sick is demented? And you've become so normalized to it because you've just grown up around it. And some of you maybe are coming to age where you don't even recognize what it is. And trust me, I've had conversations with younger folks that don't understand how it works and just think, books are out to make them gay or whatever. The little kitty is going so hard on her mom. This is the most adorable thing. Hold on. Okay, I'll let you off. Yeah, I think you're even irritating your kids. Go. And then you're gonna want to come back in. Come here. Yeah, was she driving you nuts too? I think she was driving you nuts too. This is my little warrior. This is my little fire Pokemon. She was going ham on her mom. She's just like, tell mom to shut up. I can't. Oh my God. It's amazing that people, they don't sit behind a back desk. Billionaires, they don't even sit behind a desk. They play video games like Elon Musk when he was a special employee in the government. He wasn't running his company, wasn't even sitting behind a desk. He wasn't running his company, and he was bragging about having video games put in his office in the White House. Tell me how hard that is at working. I can't keep doing this with you. You're starting to drive me nuts. No, just go figure it out. I'm not hanging out with you right now. I'm not. Yeah, figure something else out. I know you think I'm down here for you, but I'm not. Billionaires don't do anything. I always said, if you think billionaires work hard, every time Elon Musk tweets, I want you to tweet at the same time at work, okay? Retweet, tweet, whatever. I want you to do the same thing. And then when your boss comes over and goes, hey, why are you on your phone all day? You go, oh, I'm just working hard like Elon Musk. I'm working as hard as a billionaire, okay? They don't make money jobs. Do you mean like they're job creators? Because they're not. That's why so many Americans have 2-3 jobs, because they create shitty jobs so they can extort and exploit all the money from us. This is where Americans confuse me. Yes, another one. No one is saying throw money at things. But we're saying billionaires, if you're concerned about the economy, the deficit, things that need to run, your neighbors, your jobs, again, the economy is 70% consumer purchasing power. That means the economy is mostly 70% us consumers, not Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. They're a few dudes and they're hoarding most of the wealth. You gotta shut the up now. You have to, because nobody wants to hear it. And you just want my attention, and it's starting to drive me bananas. But what we're talking about is if all these I want you to think of everything that, not Tim Pool, because he focuses on like culture war stuff, where there is no culture war. That's just a distraction. But everything that these Republicans tried to sell you on, the economy. Like I just heard someone saying like illegals taking jobs. I'm like, really? You're going outside of Home Depot and waiting for work? Is that the job that they're taking from you? No, they're distracting you from the people hoarding all the money. Because all that money they have is not being spent in the economy. I hate to break it to you. It's not being taxed and brought back into the system and used for public welfare, for public good. It's not being put back into the education system, the healthcare system, nothing. It's sitting wherever the Panama Papers were from. Buy your baby some churro for me. Churro. Thank you, another one. Well, I already fed her, and the thing is when I come down here, because I talk to the cats, you know, and my parents, I mean, my kids are like, they can't understand you. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they can. So now it comes back to haunt me like this. She hears me talking in a room, and she's like, oh, yeah, let's have a conversation. I just want you to calm down, okay? I know, you're so excited. You're such a good kitty. Man, we're pretty stupid to live in America. Well, as much as this country sucks, it's always remarkable when people like quit begging. Do you hear what I'm begging for? To work one job and be able to afford to live? Yeah, quit begging to work a single job and be able to afford rent. You leech. How dare you just want to work one job and be able to be paid enough to afford a place to live? How dare you? Darren, great point, Darren. Darren, you could tell. You're one of them people that Donald Trump was talking about, right? I got the quote right here. I know exactly. When Donald Trump said,
educated, I love the poorly educated.
And then Billy Bush went,
Oh, my man.
whoa, my man. And when I talk about, when I'm like, listen, there's only a certain demographic that's hoarding all the money in America. And I'm like, hint, hint, record profits by corporations. Elon Musk has $500 billion now. And here's Darren's response.
Yeah, we're all trying to find the guy who did this and give him a spanking.
Another one. Thank you for the 199. I love the poorly educated Trump. Why do you think he loves the poorly educated? Because they hear me saying people should only have to work one job, right? Only have to work one job and be able to afford to live. And that's not true anywhere in America. Anywhere. It's insane what they've like a boiling frog, what they've normalized you to think is okay. Meanwhile, the uber wealthy are, having second weddings, renting out Venice, trying to go to Mars, putting video games in their office in the White House while people are cheering them on while they're stealing all your data. Cat, if I let you out, I'm not letting you back in. Cat. All right. Cat, guess what? Cat, guess what? Shut up. No, you shut up. Oh, look at this. Berlin just voted in favor of seizing up to 200,000 homes from private real estate companies and transferring them to public ownership. Let's do this. Who could be against people having homes? Are you against Americans having homes? Darren's like, hell yeah, I am. They should all get the hell out of here. Great answer, Darren. Thank you.
Educated, I love the poorly educated.
He loves people that hate. By the way, did you see this guy? That was. Come on, there you go. Go upstairs. No, don't sit right here. Oh, that's what you're trying to do. What a jerk. What a jerk, huh? Come here. You're not a jerk. You're cute. I love you. Did you see that? Well, this is what we're talking about. Because if you can see this, nurses paying 22% tax rate, Jeff Bezos the billionaires paying a true rate of 1% if they pay at all. There were years Elon Musk didn't pay tax, and he's an illegal immigrant. I don't hear you cheering to get him out. And Netflix paying 1.1% on 5.3 billion in profits, right? Do you see the issue here? Here's the one thing that has really changed. Not immigration, not books, not the culture. The one thing that's really changed is billionaires and billionaire corporations are paying less in taxes than the working class. The cats do love me long time. Berlin being straight up based. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. This is one of the raddest things I've seen. And it's only, this again, what I don't understand for the people who see stuff like this, right? And get wicked angry. It's like, why? Is it because you don't think you're going to get a home? Because we're advocating for you to get a home too. You know, if we got to take it from BlackRock or Blackstone or Blackwater or whatever the black private equity thing is called, if we got to take it from them to make sure your family gets generational wealth, like the billionaires' families and the Nepo babies, like, what is bad about that? What is bad about people in America owning their own home, putting down roots, and getting to build something, build a community? You know, what is bad about that? I really don't get, besides people maybe being jealous or indulging in others' suffering. You know, like, I don't understand how any of this is anything but a net positive for the communities. Oh, what is it? Oh my God, they're all waking up. They're all waking up. You want to go play? Little tiger boy. Kick rocks or you're going in timeout. You heard Crush. Don't make Crush do it. She will. Where you want to go play, buddy? Okay, you go play. Oh, I love you. You were such a sweet boy. Okay, say bye. Say bye, sweet boy. Oh, you're such a gentle gentleman. So Darren, what is it besides maybe you're just a bot? Cake. I don't get why people are so ready to defend billionaires. Like, the billionaire would sooner watch you suffer while you kiss the ground they walk. They would rather, more than watch you suffer, Cake. Whoops. These billionaires would steal the home from beneath you. They would outbid you on your own home. They would, you know, pay the tax lien to evict you and then rent that home back to you for double what it's worth. And this has happened. You know, this is what's happening. They're more than happy to lobby the politicians to ensure there's never universal health care. That's why the Democrats and the Republicans won't give it to us. So that health care is tied to a job, so you have to work just to have access to your own health. Like, they think you're so replaceable that they don't even care about your health. You know, long gone are the days the company wants longevity out of you. They think you are a nickel for 100, and they would sooner you die and just hire your next of kin and exploit them. And that's why you hear people like Elon Musk talking about birth rates. He don't give a shit. Look at that dude. You think he's a family man? Go look up how many kids he has and by how many different women. And then go look up how many times women had to contact him on Twitter because he wasn't picking up the phone, like Grimes and Ashley St. Clair, because he was ignoring them while their kids, his kid, was having a medical emergency. He ain't a family man. He don't care about kids. He's disowned his daughter. This dude is a gnarly human person. And if you believe that he would treat you more special than his own children, ooh, it's a sad day in your house. Let me say that. The day that you find out these billionaires don't give a shit about you. And what I'm here to do is be an intervention. I'm here to say, hey, I know you think Elon Musk might like one of your tweets one day. And I know you think, sir, I'd love to work for you, and you're just a genius, even though you've created nothing and just bought your way into everything. But if the day comes that, you know, let's say you did have to work for him, and you were like, hey, sir, it's very hot in this garage and we'd like air conditioning. And he fired you because that's what happened in the Tesla shop right by me. A guy needed air conditioner or heat in the winter and he went to unionize and he got fired instead. Think about that. A billionaire wouldn't provide heat or air conditioning in his own workshop. That's how petty these bitches are. Tampering the door. That is not name calling, by the way. That is just holding up a mirror. But guys, I really don't get it. I'm like really trying to. Elon doesn't get laid. He said that himself. Yeah, he uses the little test tube, I believe. You know, he probably sends it through the mail. It's a creep. Well, because weren't places reporting that his like ding dong is broken or something? Which explains so much, you know, because you only get that insecure and that like maniacal if something severely makes you insecure. So. But I don't understand these people that, you know, will do everything to fight tooth and nail from their neighbors having paid vacation, paid sick time. If they have a kid, they get a year, 5 years off, paid for by the company. You know, really, they're like truly defending the corporate way. And the sad thing is like, I just implore you, look back through American history and try to look at a time where, you know, the wealthy and the corporations didn't run and control everything through the politicians. Like, really, I encourage you to try to find a time, you know. I'd say maybe right after FDR's New Deal, where we had the highest union rate in America. Hey, what's up, Ed? Edward Thornton, good to see you, man. But again, I don't know why people, that's the other thing, people be like, why don't you just leave? It's like, well, why don't you leave? Why don't you go to Russia or China where you can just have an authoritarian dictator who decides everything, decides what you watch on TV, decides what you see on the internet, decides what books you have access to, what television shows you get access to. You know, nobody can disobey their dear leader, you know, maybe even North Korea. Like, why do the people who want freedom, which freedom means freedom to marry who you want, be who you are, the freedom to work a job and not be worried about going into medical debt if you get sick, you know, that kind of freedom. The freedom's the human spirit, not the freedom to just work 3 jobs and worry about the price of egg or the cost of groceries or if you're going to get sick. Like, why don't the people that keep telling us to leave America, why don't you go try an authoritarian dictatorship, you know? Go to China. They will gladly censor Jimmy Kimmel for you, like happily. They will make sure that you only see what they demand. And that's what Trump's trying to do. I mean, this is not a far-fetched thing to try and understand. Like, this is what he's tweeted. He's like, I want Jimmy, both Jimmys, Seth, and Stephen Colbert off the air. Like, so I think you'd be better in a land of Putin or Kim Jong-un or President Xi. Like, really, I want you to consider that. We are like, hey, I don't like Ben Shapiro or Patty Bet David, but I understand they exist. You know, I'm not looking for the government to threaten them to get them off the air. I really think the people who are so enamored with Donald Trump's weak masculinity, faux masculinity, I really think those people would do better in a place where Putin says, no Jimmy Kimmel. And people just cheer, yay, get him off the air. He doesn't talk good about you. Get him out of here. Subscribe, share, hit the like, smash the notification bell after. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Crush. Nick says Trump was cool. I'm curious of when you thought Trump was cool, though, Nick. I appreciate you having a conversation. Another one. Ben Shabibu, the Pope of the Jews. Is that his official title? I don't know. I haven't heard that, but I don't know. I don't pay too much to it. Once Ben Shapiro said, what did he say? He said, let's say climate change is real. And then he said, let's say. Everything he does is a hypothetical. That's why he goes, let's say. So he's not a serious person. But first of all, if you're claiming to be an intellect, but you only debate college kids, you're not an intellect. I hate to break it to you. But when he said that thing that H. Bomber guy memed, and he was like, oh, if the ocean levels rise, people on the coast will just sell their homes. And H. Bomber guy was like, sell them to who, Ben? Aquaman? I was like, yeah, this is a deeply unserious person. And he fooled a lot of people. But Nick, you say Trump was cool. I voted for him, but the Epstein stuff was the final straw. But Nick, what I'm so curious about is he was always in the Epstein files. Like, dating back, I don't know how old you are, but, you know, from the late 80s to the 90s to 2002, where he did the interview where he's like, I'm best friends with him. Ben Shapiro is not the Pope of the Jews. He pretends he is. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know if that was his new title, or I don't know who they're giving popes out to nowadays. You know, I think Donald Trump wanted to be Pope of America. Chief in the house. Oh, the cat's trying to, I'm going to fight my way out of America. Well, at some point they're going to make it like that. They're not going to let anybody leave. Everybody's going to have to work for their overlords at Amazon. Hold on. But Nick, I'm really curious, you know, what you thought was cool about him and when was he cool? Because he's always been friends with Epstein, like always. So maybe you just didn't know, or maybe, you know, it came to light like, oh, he's really involved. Like that poem he did was really the last straw. Right, Joe Rogan? Where was the poem?
Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? And Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you.
Okay, what do you want? I don't know what you want, really. I'm like trying to figure out. Come here, princess. Come here, little princess. I didn't know about him and Epstein when he ran for his first term, so I can see that. Yeah, I don't think it was as big news. Release the Epstein files. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Release them. And the ironic thing is like he really made the Epstein thing a huge thing when, you know, it was like, bro, maybe not. You know, if you're friends with the biggest PDF file in the history of the world, maybe don't make that a campaign point. But, you know, nobody said he was smart. Oh. Get her, princess. Get her. Go get her. All right, guys. I think that's it. We went over a ton of news. A ton of news. Did you see what Hegseth's mom said about him? I have no respect for any man that belittles, cheats, lies, sleeps around, and uses women for his own power and ego. You are that man and have been for many years, and as your mother, it pains me and embarrasses me to say that, but it's a sad, sad truth. These are sad men. Their own family is like, hey, I've heard you, and that's enough. I heard you. I understand. I understand. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget, when David faced Goliath, he didn't talk about how dangerous Goliath was. He talked about how great God is. And this is what we got to push for, folks. We got to push for it. Don't listen to the mainstream media, including slow polio Rogan. He is mainstream media. I heard you. I heard you. I did. I promise. I heard you. I heard you. And he's a creep. Release the files. If God is for us, who can be against us? And thanks for talking Robin Williams with me. You know, we should be advocating against this AI. Yeah, it was that for me. Well, Nick, I hope you come back. It's good to have more people. Oh my gosh, shut up. She just wants the door open because she wants to lead these little hyenas out there. And I'm not letting it happen. I heard you and you're not doing it. You're not allowed. She just wants to lead all the hyenas on like a march on the dog. And it's not happening. No, I don't care what you say. No. Well, Nick, there's a bunch of politicians in it. And don't call them the left. You can call them Democrats, but the true left wants, universal health care. Democrats don't. We want all these things, That's what the leftists want. We want to tax billionaires out of existence, cap CEO pay. And no Democrat wants this, That's why we gotta. I got in late, but I'll come back and see what it's all about. All right, guys. Have a great night. Be kind to one another. Thank you guys for the super chats. Much love, much respect. Crush, FR Thought, beep boop, beep boop. ATP 01. I don't know if you're still here, but respect to my new droid friend, October's daughter, Thorbin. Thorbin's here. Hegseth's evangelical church told them that women are beneath them. Yeah, there's so many churches out there doing that. And I'm like, do they not know the story of Jesus? And that women played the most essential role in most of his story. They were the one that he first came to after the resurrection. I don't know. It's insane what people will twist and pervert for power. No, you're not bringing them upstairs. All right, guys. Have a great night. Much love, much respect. Please hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. And we're going to change this world for the better. All right? Peace.